Hello and welcome to Gardening with Ben's award-winning podcast, as voted by Grow Your Own magazine and by my followers and listeners. So if you're new to the podcast, make sure you click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our podcasts, listen back to all our previous episodes, sit back, grab a brew and let's enjoy today's episode. Hello everyone and welcome to Gardening with Ben. Well, it's the weekend. The weekend is finally here. Have you got that Friday feeling? I know I certainly have, and I'll be making plenty use of this weekend coming up down at the Allotment. And I'd just like to say thank you to everybody that listened to the podcast yesterday. I've had over 200 downloads yesterday alone for listening to my episodes, so thank you if you are new, and thank you if you are a regular. It's always great to see how many people are listening to these podcasts and enjoying them. Obviously they're enjoying them and that's why they're all listening to them. So thank you once again for listening, and if you've not clicked that subscribe button, do click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our podcasts whenever they're released. They're released on a regular basis, sometimes daily, sometimes weekly, but there's lots of podcasts going out all the time, so stay tuned for them. So what are we getting up to this weekend? On Sunday I'll be down at the pollen market in Sheffield. It's usually on 10 mile 4, it's where the Castle Market used to be, and they have an array of different stalls. They have plant stalls, they have craft stalls, they have food stalls. If you are a gardener, that is the market for you in Sheffield, because you'll absolutely love all the stuff they've got down there. And I love to go and support all the different stalls what are down there, and I've made friends with quite a few of the stall holders now, as I am a regular. I go every month. This is on the third Sunday of every month, so I get talking to the stall holders and I get used to who they are and have a look at what they've got, and sometimes I'll purchase stuff off people's stalls to support them, because I always enjoy supporting the local businesses and encourage them and support them as they support me as well by sharing posts and commenting and helping me out as well. So yeah, I do love to support the local stall holders at the pollen market. But the weekend is also good for writing down plans on what you're doing on the allotment and in the garden this weekend, because the best thing to do is on a Friday night think about what jobs need doing in the garden and making a list of all the things that need doing. Don't over challenge yourself. Stick to the simple stuff to do, and don't make it too long so that it doesn't seem too daunting, because a daunting list will put you off doing it. And you've got to remember to enjoy yourself. It's a hobby, not a chore, gardening. And I've been down at the allotment today and I planned an area that I wanted to clear in the day. Just a small area, but I did it, and once I'd done it my feet were frozen. I couldn't feel them after I'd been to the allotment, but I've done that area so I can move on to the next patch now. I like to break down my plot into different areas so that I can concentrate on them each time I go and work my way around that way, because it's not too daunting. Having them small areas helps you plan and think about what you want to get done, and you feel accomplished once you've completed that area. I shared the post on Instagram today of what area I've done down on my plot, and it's not a massive area, but I'm pleased with how I've done it. And now that I've done that area, I can move on to another area. So I've cleared the front of my plot, that were one area. I've cleared my fruit orchard, that were a second area, and then I've cleared the entrance to my shed and to my polytunnel, so that's another area. So I'll be moving my way around the plot and working my way to the back of the plot. So I'm starting from the front and I'm working my way to the back of the plot, and once I get to the back of the plot, that's when I can go on to the bigger tasks what need doing, which will be repairing fences, building new beds, making new areas, painting all my beds. The main priority is getting the plot cleared and tidied first before I can get onto it. So that is what I'm doing first. We will be looking at soon starting some more seeds off. I've started my onion seeds off, I've started my aubergine seeds off, I've started some herb seeds off, but we're going to be looking at starting some more seeds off soon. I'm just waiting for this cold snap to pass. It has been frosty the last couple of mornings, and as you know, I've not got a heated greenhouse, so it's basically absolutely freezing when the sun's not out. So hopefully we'll get a bit of warmer weather, and then I'll sow them seeds to get them germinating and get them started. And again, I'm going to be looking at the flowers, what I'm going to be starting soon. So I've got all them jobs to do, but this weekend's jobs will be concentrating on still getting things more tidy and moved around. I'm looking at moving my strawberry beds to a new bed. They've been in the same beds for the last 4 or 5 years, so they've probably got a lot of the nutrients out of that area that they need. So I'm looking at moving the plants to a new area. It's going to be down the side of my polytunnel, where my opposite it the other fruit bed is, with my fruit trees and my rhubarb. So it's going to be like in line with one another, and it gets a lot more sunnier in this area, so hopefully the sun will help give better produce. And before I do plant them all, I'll add some extra nutrition to the ground. I'll get some chicken pellets, spread them around, dig it into the soil and help give it extra boost. But I'm certainly pleased with how I'm getting on with the plot at the moment, because we're still at the middle of January and I've got until end of April to get all my plot tidied and get it all revamped and ready. So we've still got plenty of time to be getting it all ready and prepared, and I need to go out and get some manure to add into the soil, because some areas need that extra nutrition added into them, because I've never added any extra food to the beds, which it desperately needs. I've had the plot for 16 years, so I could do with really improving the soil and improving the structure of it. And I've also got lots of compost to go and get to fill these new flower beds up, what I've added to the plot, which you'll have seen on Instagram recently. I've created a new flower area, because I want so much colour on the plot this year. That is going to be my main plan, and if it all goes to plan, if it all goes to plan, then it will look absolutely stunning. And I want you to share this journey with me this year, because like I said, last year was an absolute terrible journey on the allotment. I didn't hardly go at all last year, but this year it's going to be the best year on my plot that I've ever had, and I want you to hold me to that and keep encouraging me to go to the plot. And while you're listening to these videos or watching my live streams or commenting on posts, it will encourage me to keep on going to the allotment and keep on doing what I'm enjoying doing, because I've started off well this year. I've really kicked myself up the backside and got myself going and getting myself active on the allotment. So let me know what you're getting up to on the allotment this week. Send me a message via Instagram. It's always good to read your messages, and I enjoy listening to reading them as well, and keeping in touch with you all. It's always good to hear from my followers, and without you followers I wouldn't be doing this podcast, and I wouldn't have had 200 downloads yesterday, which I can't believe. So yeah, if you've not clicked that subscribe button, click that subscribe button to stay up to date with our next episode. Until next time, remember, keep smiling, keep gardening, and keep listening to Gardening with Ben's podcasts. So thank you for listening to today's episode of Gardening with Ben. We hope that you've enjoyed this episode. Remember to do click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our podcasts. Feel free to share them on your Instagram stories so that it spreads the word about my podcast and we get lots more listeners. Feel free to check out my social media sites, Facebook and Instagram as well, Gardening with Ben, and also my YouTube channel, to stay up to date with all my handy videos, how-to videos, and sharing my tips and advice. And feel free to check the link as well in the description for my Gardening with Ben t-shirts. Lots of funny gardening design t-shirts in there for you to purchase at great prices too. So thanks again, and as always, remember, keep smiling and keep gardening.